Hey guys, what's up? This is Booking Bronco again with another Booksy Biz tutorial for you. Today we're going to be covering a little bit more of an advanced topic, which is service settings. The reason I'm covering it now is because service setup is such a basic and critical concept to get in place in order to get your account up and running. I already made an account on the basic services setup, which I will put down in the description below. If you haven't seen that yet, I recommend checking that out before you look at this service settings video, just because that is going to lay the groundwork to really understand the services settings video that we're going to get into today. So before that, as always, full disclosure, I am a full-time employee of Booksy as of the time of this recording. So this YouTube channel is my own personal project and is not affiliated with or sponsored by Booksy. The views and opinions I express here are strictly my own and do not reflect the positions, views, or opinions of Booksy. So let's get right into it. Going to get that Booksy Biz app opened up, bottom right profile section, same as we went before for the services setup. Then we're going to go into settings. Then we're going to the third one down, services setup, just as you might expect. I already made a service here to prep for the video test one, and we already covered all these details for getting the service set up in the previous video. So we're going to go all the way down to the bottom until you get to the more settings menu, and then you're going to click on the settings tab inside of that more settings menu. So this is all of what we're going to cover during the video today. First one, allow clients to book online. That is basically, if that's toggled on, that's going to allow clients to book that service on their own online. If it's toggled off, the reason you would do that is if you just want to have a service that is able to be booked, but only by you, not by your clients. So that's the idea behind toggling that on and off. Going down to mobile service. So mobile service, as you would expect, that's going to be if you're offering mobile services. One thing to keep in mind, if you are going to offer a service that is both offered in the establishment, so in store, and also as mobile, you're going to need to make duplicate services. As of right now, this system does not allow to have one service that is offered both in the establishment and mobile. It's either one or the other. If you want to do both, you're going to have to make duplicate services, one where this is toggled off, one where this is toggled on. The interval is just going to be every however many minutes do you want to offer the service. So if it's set at 15 minutes, that service is going to be offered every 15 minutes. If you want it to be offered every half an hour, then it's going to need to be set for every 30 minutes. If you want it to be offered just every hour, it's going to be set at every 1 hour. So generally, that is going to be fine, just leaving it at 15 minutes. If you have some sort of preference of it being offered at a different interval, you can set that there. Generally speaking, you can just leave that as is. So padding time is going to be the ability for you to add time automatically onto the beginning or the end, or both the beginning and end of an appointment. So for example, let's say you need 10 minutes to prepare for an appointment. In that case, you're going to want to set 10 minutes before padding time. Let's say you need 15 minutes after an appointment to clean up. You're going to put 15 minutes after padding time. Let's say you need 20 minutes before and 20 minutes after to get ready and clean up. You're going to say 20 minutes before and after. Relatively straightforward. Depending on what your own business is and the services that you perform are, you're kind of at your own discretion to see if that's necessary for you. So that's padding time. Parallel clients, that is going to be used if you want, or if you are able to offer a service where you're servicing clients simultaneously. So something like a class or a group, let's just say a cooking class. You're offering a cooking class and you can teach up to 8 people at one time. That's where you're going to use parallel clients. Parallel, think simultaneous. You're doing it at the same time. That's not going to apply to the vast majority of you, but the system does have the ability for you to offer simultaneous or parallel clients. Processing time during the service. So processing time during the service, that is going to be if you have one service, and within that one service, there's going to be time that you have free that you could potentially service someone else. So let's say you have a service which is going to be a coloring. I think these processing time options are generally going to apply to hairstylists. In my experience, they seem to have the more complex services where they're doing one thing, maybe something else, and there could be time in between. That's where these processing times are going to be useful. So the processing time during the service would be maybe you're doing a coloring, and so first you need to wash the hair, and then you need to let it dry. So let's say washing the hair takes 20 minutes. So you're going to say when the service starts after 20 minutes, Then you're going to add a break. And let's say, how long does it take for the hair to dry? Maybe they're using that thing that they do and it dries the hair. I don't know. I'm not a hairstylist expert, so if you're a hairstylist and you're watching this video, pardon my ignorance. But for the purpose of this example, let's say it takes 15 minutes for the hair to dry. So now you can see after the service starts, when the service starts after 20 minutes, so wash the hair, took 20 minutes, then you're going to add a break, 15 minutes, boom, right there. So that means it's going to add a 15-minute break during that service that another client could potentially book a service during that time. Now, I understand 15 minutes is not a lot of time, but let's say we'll use a different example. Let's say after an hour, you're going to add a 45-minute break. So that means after an hour into the service, it's then going to be a 45-minute break. Let's say there's coloring and the color needs to set. Like I said, I'm not a hairstylist, so if these examples don't make a ton of sense, give me a little slack here. I'm just trying to give some good examples for you guys to understand. So processing time during the service, that's to add a break within that one service during which another client could book a service. Processing time after the service, that's going to function almost the exact same way. So the whole idea is putting a break in where another person could book a service. The only difference between processing time after or during is whether it's one service or it's multiple services. So we're going to go back to a similar example before. Maybe someone booked a first service is a haircut, and then they also booked a coloring. So let's say you do the cut, and then for whatever reason, the hair needs to settle for half an hour, let's just say. So that means there's a processing time after the service. The person booked multiple services, but for whatever reason, maybe the service can't be done sequentially. There needs to be some sort of processing time, whether it's hair drying or color setting, whatever it may be. It's going to vary depending on what your service is. But between services, between two different services, at least there's going to be some sort of processing time that needs to be done. That is where you're going to use the processing time after the service. So that means it would be service one is done. There's going to be a time set, processing time between that one until the next service is done. And then by setting this processing time after the service, that will allow someone to book that time. So the whole idea behind these processing times is allowing you to make full use of your time. So you're not sitting there saying, oh, well, now I've got half an hour here where I'm just sitting around waiting for the hair to dry or whatever it may be, that you could have had someone come in for a quick haircut, something like that. So it's all about making automation work for you so you can make your time as valuable as you can. Last one in here before this video gets extra super long, beyond 10 minutes, unacceptable. You are able to add a tax rate, so you can do 5, 10, 12%. I don't see that commonly done, but it is there for an option for you if you want. So that's there. But that is going to be everything for the service settings that we're going to get into today. These are going to be advanced options. Like I said, it's not going to apply for the mass majority of you, but these are advanced settings that the app has put into place to accommodate people who do have these scenarios where they're trying to take into account. As always, guys, thanks for your attention. If you enjoyed the video, got use of it, please like, subscribe. And if you are considering subscribing to Booksy, I'm going to drop my referral link in the description below. You can use that to get 50% off your first 2 months. Thanks a lot. See you in the next one.